In the fall of 1963, our country virtually came to a standstill when it was reported that John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, had been shot. Unlike today, there were no television cameras present, no internet access, no cable news coverage, or even portable camcorders to document the President's motorcade through the downtown city of Dallas, Texas. This inability to see live news feed only added to the uncertainty of what was transpiring on that historic day. Ask Not is a musical reflection on the life and times of President John F. Kennedy. It is a small glimpse of his early life, excerpts from famous presidential speeches, and a rare opportunity to reflect back through our own imaginations on the tragic events of November 22nd, 1963.
Etched on a granite wall below a grave at Arlington National Cemetery, one can read the following words. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America can do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. John F. Kennedy was born in Brookline, Massachusetts on May 29, 1917. Jack, as he was often called, was the second child of Joseph and Rose Kennedy, and together his parents raised 9 children. He attended Harvard University where he graduated with honors. In World War II, he served in the Navy and commanded PT-109. When the ship sunk, he risked his life to save his crew. Serving his country helped shape his thoughts on the future of America, rights and freedom today. Let every nation know whether it wishes us well or ill. Let we should pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend or foe, suppose any foe in success of liberty. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans. JFK was the youngest man elected to the office of presidency. He was the first Boy Scout to become president. John Kennedy was the first Roman Catholic president. He was the first president that served in the Navy and was the first to receive a Purple Heart. The main challenges of his term in office were conflicts with Cuba, Russia, Vietnam, the mafia, and concerns regarding civil rights. Hear the words from newly elected President Kennedy as he prepared to face the uncertainty of what would surely become his lasting legacy. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom. In its hour of maximum danger, I do not shrink from the responsibility. I welcome it. President Kennedy was an advocate supporter of the civil rights movement. He, along noted activist Martin Luther King, worked long and hard to help bring about positive change. On June 11, 1963, he addressed the nation and proclaimed the following thoughts. The nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. I was founded on the nation of all men were created equal, and the rights of every man are demolished and threatened. I am therefore asking Congress to enact the legislation giving all Americans the right to be served in faculties which are open to the public. Hotels, restaurants, theaters, rental stores, similar abjurations. Its denial and abjuration integrity that the nation American in 1963 shall have to overdo. In the fall of 1963, President Kennedy turned his attention to his re-election campaign and decided that a trip to visit the South was long overdue. With First Lady Jacqueline by his side, he embarked on a 2-day trip that would take him to 5 major cities in the heartland of Texas. On the morning of November 22nd, 1963, a motorcade of political dignitaries traveled along a 10-mile route that wound through downtown Dallas. Since the early rain had stopped, the plastic bubble on the top of the presidential limousine was removed. Overflow crowds of excited people lined the streets and waved frantically to the Kennedys. At approximately 12:30 p.m., the car turned off Main Street As it was passing Texas School Book Depository, gunfire suddenly rang out in the plaza. Let us reflect on the events of that day and remember that life, as we knew it, was about to change. Shots fired struck the president, causing him to slump over toward Miss Kennedy. The limousine sped off to Parkland Memorial Hospital, located just a few minutes away. However, doctors could do little to save him. A Catholic priest was summoned to administer the last rites, and at 1 p.m., John F. Kennedy, the 35th president of the United States, was pronounced dead. For 4 days, the world stood still while people from all walks of life mourned the loss of their beloved JFK. On November 25th, he was laid to rest. As people struggled to make sense of a senseless act and to articulate their feelings about his life and legacy, many recall these words from his inaugural address. With a good conscience, our only sure reward with history, the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking for his blessing and his help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own.